Right, we have another question here saying if cos 20 equals to P, determine the following. In ITO P, then ITO stands for in terms of P, meaning our answer for every question from 2.1 to 2.4 must have P inside as part of the answer. Now, given such kind of question, it's the same question that we don't have to use a calculator, but we must use the aid of a diagram. Then this case, our diagram is always in quadrant number 1. So our diagram will always be in quadrant number 1, where we have our angle 90 here, and then our angle will be from here to here, where this angle will be 20 degrees. And then if here is 20, then at the top there we will have, so the angle here will be remember the angles in the triangle must be 180, so it means here it will be 70 degrees, and then this is the angle here, that will be the angle here, and then the angle here will be 20 degrees, and then 90, so this is 90 plus 90, then we'll have 180 within this triangle. Right, let's fill up our values here. So if you fill out our values, now we know that cos is adjacent. Our value of cos of 20 degrees, so must be the same as the same P over 1. So where we know that this is x over r, so our value of r here is 1, then our x is P, so we are left with the value of y. So the value of y, so we're going to get the value of y using Pythagoras theorem. So our original formula of Pythagoras theorem is saying r squared equals to x squared plus y squared. So the hypotenuse side squared equals to the two adjacent sides squared, the sum of them squared. So now we have our value of r as 1 squared equals to our value of x is P squared plus our value of y, that's what we're looking for, is y squared. Then now this side we're going to have 1 minus let's start by saying equals to P squared plus y squared. Now from there, we're going to have solving for y, closure P on the left hand side, 1 minus P squared equals to y squared. Now when we're changing y, remove the square to the square root, so we're going to have plus minus the square root of 1 minus P squared equals to y. Now therefore the value of y equals to, now because it is in first quadrant, we'll get the positive value because y in first quadrant is positive, so we're going to have the square root of 1 minus P squared. So our value of y here is being calculated to be square root of 1 minus P squared. So this will be the value of y. Now we have everything. We have the x the hypotenuse side, which is 1, and the value of y is 1. So we can start by doing that at the top of the question before attempting these questions here. And then let's erase this one, because we now have our value, our diagram complete. Now if the diagram is complete, then we think we are ready to answer every question that can come there. Right, let's answer the questions here. Right, let's check the first one, 2.1. Right, there we're having cos of 160 degrees. Now what do we need to come across, or what we want to have in our answer? We must have cos of 20, or we must have angle 20, or we can have 70, because in the diagram that we need to use, we have 20 and 70 angle that we can refer them as to have the opposite and the adjacent. So looking at this one, it's 160. So we can express 160 in terms of, so this is in fact is in using our castogram. Here is 90 degrees, here's 180 degrees, so meaning 160 is in this quadrant. So in this quadrant we used to say 180 minus, so to get in this quadrant we say 180 degrees minus theta. So even here we will need to say 180 degrees minus, now our reference angle here, so will be, if we say 180 minus 160, the answer is 20. So our reference angle will be 20 degrees. So this 20 degrees is what we are looking for. There it is. Now we know that 180 here, we know that 180 here is our reduction number. So we're going to have the only 20 degrees with cos that is coming out. So we're going to have we're in the second quadrant. Cos in the second quadrant is what is as negative. So we're going to have negative cos of 20 degrees. Why negative? Because 180 minus, we're getting the second quadrant here. So remember we have this. So in this quadrant, only sign is positive, then cos is negative, and that's why we have the negative cos 20 there. Then now we can use our diagram, cos, then minus of there, then the cos of 20, in fact it was given here, so we can write the cos of 20 is replaced by p. So the answer for the first one is minus p. Now looking at 2.2, we are having cos of 40. Now 40, if we want to get 20, so 40 means it's 20 by 2. So 20 is the half of 40. So if the half of 40, but we have 40 here, it means 40 is the double of 20. So meaning it will be 2 of 20 degrees, the double of 20 degrees. And we have this as our double angle, we know that. And then the cos of 2 times 20 degrees, so that's the 20 we are looking for. So we can change the part of cos. So where we have 2 cos squared 20 degrees minus 1. So because we're looking for cos, that must be there. So we're going to have 2. Now because we have cos squared here. So we're going to have, let's write it as cos 20 degrees all squared minus 1. So 2 into, now what is cos 20 is p squared minus 1. So now the answer will be 2p squared minus 1. So can you see that in our answer there is always p as part of the answer? That's why the question say in terms of p. Right, let's erase this one and get 2.3 and 2.4. Right, 2.3. Now 2.3, we are having sine of 20. So now we're saying sine of 20 degrees equals to, now because we have the diagram, we can use our diagram using 20 here. So if we are using sine, when we are on the position of 20 here, if you are here and then if we are here, then this will be the sign is what is the y. Just let's use the diagram saying if you are here, the sign will be the y value here is square root of, sorry for that, this will be the square root of 1 minus p squared over 1. So this is just the answer there. Now 2.4. Now the sine of 140. So this can be expressed as, now we're still looking for that, we must have 20 in here. So how do we have 20? Now because we have 140, so it's up to you. You can do this. You can have 20. 140 is the half, 7 is the half of 70 is half of 140, so you can have 2 into 70 degrees. Now we're going to use the angle 70, now the position of angle 70, and then looking at that, so it means we're going to have 2 sine 70 degrees cos 70 degrees. Now this is 2 into, now 70, looking at that, sine is opposite, which is p over hypotenuse 1 multiplied by the cos is the adjacent, which is 1 minus p squared over hypotenuse is 1. So this will just be the final answer of 2p square root of 1 minus p squared. Then that's it.